The first rays of dawn spilled over the Luina River in Zambia, painting the water with shades of gold that shimmered like liquid fire. But beneath that serene beauty, danger waited silently. Along the riverbank, a pride of 8 lions prepared for the day's challenge. They were the Mazia Pride, a group of powerful adults whose survival depended not only on their hunting skills but on the life of one fragile cub, a tiny male named Kido. For the Pride, the future hung in delicate balance, held in the soft paws of this single young lion. The task of crossing the steep, muddy riverbank was nothing for the adults, who moved with practiced grace. But for Kido, every step was a monumental struggle. His small legs trembled with effort, his claws scrabbling for purchase on the slick clay. Then, as if the world itself had conspired against him, Kido's hind legs collapsed. He slipped, scrambling frantically to regain balance. But gravity was relentless. The cub tumbled backward and landed on a narrow ledge just above the dark, churning water. The river below was no longer a gentle ribbon of sunlight. It had become a threat, waiting to claim him. Above, Kido's mother, a battle-hardened lioness named Suri, froze in horror. Her roar erupted into the morning air, raw and desperate, carrying every ounce of fear and anguish a mother could feel. Below, Kido's high-pitched cries echoed off the cliff face, carrying the purest expression of terror. The tiny cub clung to the narrow ledge, paws scraping at the unstable clay, but each attempt only exhausted him further, pushing him closer to the edge. Suri's muscles tensed as she paced the riverbank, every instinct screaming to save her son. She stretched her body toward him, claws extended, but the distance mocked her. The ground under her paws was treacherous, unstable, and one misstep could send her plunging into the river, leaving Kido truly alone. Around her, the rest of the Pride watched in tense silence, their powerful bodies useless against the simple, unforgiving forces of gravity and erosion. All their hunting skills, all their strength, meant nothing in the face of the river's indifferent pull. Then, a ripple disturbed the calm water below. At first, it was almost imperceptible, but the seasoned eyes of Suri recognized the danger instantly. Slowly, a massive head emerged from the river. Yellow eyes, cold and unblinking, fixed on Kido. The ancient predator was a Nile crocodile, its body scarred from decades of hunting. It moved with terrifying patience, calculating every movement, knowing that the helpless cub was now the perfect prey. Time slowed. The crocodile's massive jaws opened just a few feet from the ledge where Kido clung, rows of teeth glinting in the morning light. The cub pressed against the clay wall, fear paralyzing him. Suri roared again, a warning filled with fury and pleading, but the crocodile answered only with silence, a terrifying confidence that it would not be denied. Kido's small body shook as he realized that his strength and instincts were useless here. Death waited beneath him, and no one could reach him. Then, the water erupted in a way that no one could have predicted. From beneath the surface, a massive form surged upward, accompanied by a bellow that shook the riverbank. A huge male hippopotamus, old and commanding, charged straight at the crocodile. Hippos are among the most dangerous animals in Africa, and this one, named Jabari, ruled the river with absolute authority. The crocodile had encroached too close to Jabari's territory, and the encounter escalated into a clash of titans. Water exploded into the air as Jabari rammed into the crocodile. Mud churned and foam sprayed, turning the calm river into a battlefield. The crocodile twisted and writhed, trying to defend itself from the immense force, while Jabari's sheer size and rage dominated the struggle. In the chaos, something miraculous happened for Kido. A wave generated by the violent collision swept toward the cliff face, nudging him closer to the solid earth. Just inches, but in that precarious moment, inches meant survival. Above, Suri's despair transformed into hope and action. Seeing the tiny chance, her maternal instinct ignited. Every ounce of her strength, honed by years of hunting buffalo and fending off rival predators, focused solely on one goal: saving Kido. She crouched, muscles straining, claws digging into the slippery bank, and lowered her head to reach him. With careful precision, she gripped Keto by the scruff of his neck, gentle enough to avoid injury but firm enough to prevent a slip. With a roar that mixed effort, relief, and triumph, Suri pulled Keto upward. Inch by agonizing inch, she hauled him to safety, out of the jaws of death and back onto solid ground. The other members of the pride watched, stunned, as the cub finally reached the bank, trembling but alive. Keto collapsed in exhaustion, soaked in mud, but alive, a living testament to resilience and maternal devotion. Suri immediately transitioned from warrior to caregiver. Her rough tongue moved over Keto's fur, washing away the remnants of mud and terror. Each lick was a silent promise. You are safe now, and I will never let harm reach you. Keto pressed his tiny face into her neck, seeking warmth and comfort that had been ripped from him just moments before. The morning that had begun with terror ended with the quiet, profound intimacy of survival, love, and relief. For the pride, the day's lesson was clear. Nature is merciless, but life persists. Keto's narrow escape reminded them all that survival is never guaranteed, and that even in the wild, hope can arrive in the most unexpected forms. Suri's devotion, combined with the unpredictable forces of the river, had turned a near tragedy into a story of triumph. As the sun climbed higher, reflecting off the river's golden surface, the pride settled around Keto. Each member exhaled a tension they had been holding, their hearts still pounding from the ordeal. Suri stayed close to her cub, a vigilant guardian, while the river returned to its deceptive calm. Life continued, fragile but persistent, a reminder that every moment is a gift in the wild. If Keto's harrowing survival and Suri's boundless love moved you, there are countless other stories waiting to inspire and astonish. Be part of this journey by liking, sharing, and subscribing to see more incredible wildlife adventures. Every story captures the emotional connections, miraculous escapes, and unforgettable moments that the natural world provides. Join us, and witness the extraordinary wonders of life on Earth as they unfold before your eyes.